What if the magic sauce that you are looking for to create more impact in your business is something much simpler and more complicated than you think? I'm super excited to sit down and have our conversation today on Amplify Your Marketing Message with the incredible Carolyn Cooper-McOuatt. She is an incredible individual. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our program. She is the Chief Inspiration Officer for Inspired Business, and she is also the co-founder of the Grand Connection. This is a woman who really knows her stuff. She walks her walk, and that's why I'm thrilled to have her here on the program. Carolyn, what is the biggest challenge you see business owners are having today in creating that impact?
Honestly, is a misunderstanding for who they are, what they stand for, and what they're really about in their business, how they make a difference in people's lives, how they innately and uniquely have their core gifts, talent, skills, and expertise. They they there is a misalignment from what they think they are and the perception of the marketplace. And though unless those two circles are in complete alignment, unless they know who they are purposeful and passionate about that position and understanding to serve and impact and influence people's lives, they don't receive the business. They feel insecure. They get stuck. They flounder. So there's this frustration and stuckness that they feel, and an inability to really look in the mirror and know and own those incredible gifts, because every business has them. Personally, I know it, and so do you. It is about uh, something that you and I talk about a lot, which is core values.
This
It's
is a really important one for sure because we don't see clearly. And we have this innate protection of ourselves to not want to share the stories that truly our audience, the people who we're meant to serve, will connect to. And we think it then is the shiny object or it is artifice. And I often say that often comes down in the messaging piece as speaking from the place of enlightenment. The truth is, your client is not in enlightenment yet. That's the guide that you are there to serve as. But talk to us about core values. What do you mean by core values?
Oh my goodness. I when I discovered core values, oh gosh, how many years ago? 30 years ago, it became my exploration of truth. So core values to me in a business, it is what um, that business stands for. And I'll give you a few examples of what that is. Because once you know and own and live your core values, there is so much success. Everything happens in what I love what Benjamin Hardy talks about is, it's in that flow state. It is where things happen easily. It is a simple formula to make decisions because it's the right decisions for you and your business. So I'm going to use the Grand Connection, our virtual edu networking community, as an example. We started the Grand Connection just when COVID hit as really a position to serve businesses around the world on Zoom and teach them. And as time went on, we both really discovered there is some core values here that we stand for. And by setting these 3 words, which we did, every single decision we have made with the Grand Connection in the last 3 years are connected to these 3 words. So the first core value is, of course, connection, the Grand Connection. So what does that mean? What does that represent? Well, it means the relationships that our members have together. It means authenticity. It means a connection for people to learn. It means creating, which is my intention, because I think intention and core values really need to be married and come together. Every event that we do at the Grand Connection, we have people from around the world come and be a part of that event on Zoom. So the word connection, we invite people to step up and connect with each other, to discover creative possibilities and opportunities of coming together. We're doing it right now. You're a member of the Grand Connection.
I am.
I love being here and serving and supporting you and all those other people who are going to watch this. So it's knowing with the Grand Connection who the people are that we intentionally want to attract to our community. Very heart-centered, our entire community. And it's professionals from around the world. So they have, great businesses. They're clear. So that connection is the first thing. The second word is create. So to us, we're creating opportunities for businesses. We're creating marketing opportunities to create more visibility, more exposure for businesses. Businesses don't know how to do that. So we have this whole arm on creating, exposure, visibility, but also create in every decision. We create new information, new knowledge. We create themes each month with a complete channeled focus of education. And the last one's collaboration. We live this word. We're collaborating right now. And it's just really being open-minded for us on who else can we collaborate. We're looking at a few other organizations in Europe that we can collaborate with, and also in the United States. So it's, your core values are, the roots to what matters most to you. See, to me, community has always been my saving grace. I have created probably about, in the last 40 years in business, probably 6 major communities. And it always brought me the answers I needed, the right people to guide and direct and support me to grow my business, and also eliminated a lot of frustration. So core values need to be, I think, explored, and it's looking deep internally. Susan and I, who run the Grand Connection, are 2 separate businesses. We share the same core values. We respect each other for our differences. Susan is a very different folk than me. I'm all about the love. I'm on a mission to bring love back to business. So people have to love what they do, and they have to love to serve, and they have to know what that purpose and passion is. And Susan loves systems, processes, logistics, marketing, SEO. So we come together, connection, creating opportunities for people and collaborating. So to me, we are the essence of what it's like to come into partnership. We share the same core values. That's how it can work.
Mhm.
Because she understands the way I think and how I make decisions. She understands and respects that I may have a different opinion than her, but she's willing to listen and be open-minded. So I think there's an understanding within each of our businesses to know who we are, what we stand for, which is what core values are. And it does take some time and exploration to discover what doesn't work in order to be completely clear on what does. And
I
that's,
think, yeah,
yeah.
this is fascinating to me because two things you said to me really linger. Number one is, who are you? What do you stand for? And this is a conversation that needs to sit in stillness, because 2 things: like attracts like. One of the reasons why we get in dissonance as business owners, or where we stall out with potential new growth, is because we then start to shed or break against our core values and expand, and then we're like, we're not in alignment. The second thing that you said is really, really foundational to me is, this is about who are you when no one's watching. You have to live it authentically. Otherwise, there's a unknown vibration that somebody says, it just doesn't feel genuine. And this is the root of really where so many companies go astray. It's like, this is what our missions and values, and we state this, but we don't show up that way. And when you're meeting people, which is one of the biggest ways to amplify your business, is to get out into conversations. It's not about the vomit your business. It's about, what do you stand for? And I said to people, what you stand for is very simple. You are multifaceted in how it shows up.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about what is the deep reflections that can help you assess the gap. Because if you have one, bridging it is your next step that we'd like you to take.
Oh my goodness. This is my favorite exploration and journey that I go on with my clients too. I mean, I'm going to share one. I'm not going to share her name, just one client. If she sees this, she'll know who she is. Yet she was fuzzy. She was not clear on what she stood for. And with clarity comes confidence too, right? So through exploration, I always suggest to ask all the open-ended questions that you can. And journaling, I find, is the most powerful way to discover your own core truth. So I journal every single morning for 30 minutes. And I ask myself those important questions. What matters most? What have I learned, I don't know, in the last day or the last week? What am I intrigued by and curious about that I can explore and adventure more? And for her, it was about really channeling in, simplification. It's exactly what you said, right? So I have a phrase: simplify to secure success. So each of us have this innate, I believe, truth within us. And you have to clear away the clutter in order to discover that. So I recommend to journal in the morning. So, and ask yourself the question, what your core values are. It's a matter of drawing those out and being able, because you'll feel it physically in your body. You'll feel it in your energy and your spirit. One of my core values is love. I mean, I get truth bumps when I say it all over, like my arms and my legs, because, and one of her truth core messages in her business is to be free within herself, to actually be herself. So over time, she's been just clearing away, the doing, and really getting to a place of confidence and clarity on this beingness of her service in the healthcare industry. And she's on a mission to support people to eliminate all fear, all of it.
I am
So
saying, let's do that. Yes, yes, yes.
right. So, it's a willingness to look at what doesn't work and what does work. And I think that we have this incredible resource within us that's always available. And it's waiting for you to really get serious about showing up, what I call stepping up. And, I think networking is a great, so introduce yourself in different ways, get more intimate, and share a deeper truth about what you actually do in your service. What actually happens in these programs and these challenges and this process that people go through in working with you. And it's most people are on so much of a surface level, it doesn't even land. It just goes right by. Oh, I don't care about that. Oh, that doesn't matter. Oh, that just sounds like everybody else. Because it does, but we have to do our work. I mean, I'm passionate about doing the work every day. and I'm curious. I am purposeful in extracting those deeper and deeper and deeper truth. And that's my job when I work with my groups and my clients too, because it's that level of truth that's natural. It's there. Yet, it's like you said, there's just so much clutter or fuzziness surrounding it, and judgment and comparison. Well, maybe I need to be more like this person or this way. Well, maybe no. It's a journey of discovery in who you are, and you are naturally that way. There's no reconditioning or beating yourself up. Nah, 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 nah. You know, it's having this willingness to really in the present moment and bring out these gifts and talents that you personally been blessed to receive. And it's usually from hard things that we've gone through in life.
That's right.
That's
The
where
lessons. Mhm.
my
The
experience.
lessons are, and I think, what I hear from you and what we want to invite our audience here is one, to do the work, two, to get crystal clear on what you stand for, because that is truly how you will create more impact. And it is having the courage to go into the very deep waters where your client is currently. They are not in the place of enlightenment. So as we lead into our final question of the day, this is something I'm feature here in this podcast series, which is about amplify what's working now. Because so much of this is, sounds great, but what's really the truth about the momentum you see? So I want to know, through your lens, through your business, Pick the Grand Connection or even Inspire Business, what is working now to lean into this that we can use as inspiration to catapult ourselves?
Well, 2023, this year is fascinating. It started off with a incredible energy, I think, of opportunity right now. Like the world is our oyster right now. And for me, it's stretching out of our comfort zone. So go to those places, find a place within yourself that you can be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Allow of fear or whatever's percolating there to just be present and move through you to the other side, because that's where the gifts are. So for me, what I think is the truth is now is a time to really dream again, because we can. And if we do not spend the time, the energy, and the effort imagining precisely on what we want, where we're going, what that looks like, what that feels like, what the experience of that is, if we don't take that time, people are spending way too much time in distraction with things that don't even matter. It's the busyness stuff. It's about focus in your energy. And I think that making the decision that this is your year, it is your year. And owning that commitment wholeheartedly with your mind, your heart, your, yeah, you're going to hit some bumps and some blocks and it's going to get fuzzy, but just have the courage and the confidence to go to those dark corners, to look at those dust bunnies in the corner and sweep them up and move them along, and also reach out to a coach, reach out in the breakout rooms, follow up with people, be open to this concept of making grand connections, because they will help you. They will support you. They will lovingly guide you in the direction that you'll clear acceleration. You will move forward faster with support. You have to ask for it though. And you have to be willing to tell the core truth about where you're stuck, what isn't working, and that you're ready. I always tell my clients, all you're doing right now is you're getting ready, because we have to be ready, prepare and plan for when the wave of success flows upon us. Because if you're not ready when it comes, it doesn't last. It only stays for a short period of time.
And you step out of the deep end, back to the shallow. This has
Yeah.
been fantastic. I'm such a big fan of the work you do. I'm a big fan of this community. We invite everybody to come and be our guest as part of this incredible community. How do people find you if they want to know more about this piece and talk to you further about core values and how do you live it to create more impact.
Well, I invite every single person here to the Grand Connection. It's just grandconnection.ca. Go to our website, poke around, take a view. You can come to 2 events for free. We are the Netflix of networking. I mean, our membership is only $39.99 a month. I mean, it's got so much value, from education to master classes to member mingles to recordings of every expert speaker. So come and play with us, and experience virtual networking. It has so much incredible impact that you can have in your business by building these collaborations and looking at opportunities for 2023. So that's one thing. Second thing is connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to connect. I love supporting businesses. I really support thought leaders, people that are looking at their business to create a bigger impact in the world too. Similar to yours, I work mainly with the mindset, the heart set, the soul set, the vision, the direction, and the opportunities. So just reach out to me on LinkedIn or send me an email at carolyn@inspiredbusiness.ca. I'd be happy to connect, because my vision for 2023 is I really want to support and guide businesses to be all they can be, because the world really needs us right now. And, there's so much opportunity out there right now, and people need the support, the guidance, and the encouragement and the clarity to make that happen.
It has been an absolute pleasure having you as our guest today. Thank you, Carolyn, for your insights. It is about the complications, saying maybe it could be simplified. I love this. Go live your core values and amplify the impact that you can make. Guys, if you've loved this episode, we'd love a 5-star review, and be sure to check back next week for our next incredible guest to help you accelerate the growth in your business. We'll see you then.
Thank you. Loved
You
it.
are welcome.